to not say shit that I'm gonna regret because I'm in a dookie mood. And I haven't shown I've been fucking dynamiting the fuck out of this. Was my quote unquote underground bunker that turned into some Egyptian pyramid burial Kashik records slash meet your convene with your ancestors. But I tried some zombie games. Black Ops 2, I tried Nuketown and then Town, and I just wanted to like strangle other players because they kept doing shit where it was like, uh, uh, like fucking shooting behind me when it's a fucking insta kill and I'm knifing and shit. At the beginning rounds, that's annoying. Later on, I could fucking give a shit. But at the beginning, I wanted to smack a bitch. And then there was one girl, she was host. So she had her internet was dookie. But I was like, okay, we'll just see how it goes. And she was pulling that shit where she would just walk up while you're trying to like knife something and she'd come by and just shoot it. And she thought that shit was cool because she's a fucking female and guys let her get away with that shit. I couldn't shut up. And I was like, thank you. And then she did it again. And I was like, fuck this shit. And I left. And I'm usually not like that. She had done it like what 3 times to me at the beginning. Couple, I was like, no, I'm not playing this shit. And you have Duke internet. If your internet was amazing, then maybe. Nah, fuck that. I'm not no dude. I got a fucking vagina. You can't play that shit with me. I ain't cool with that. They might think it's cute. I don't. And then I try to Cold War zombies, and I still was like, yeah, yeah, I know. Mm, what? Oh, I can't go this far. I will fucking do some shit I regret that I'll have to fix. Oh my god, where the fuck? Alright. Oh my god, I can't get back into the fucking space. Oh, it was sand. Yeah, I'm not with it. Not even in my fucking thing anymore. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of remodeling. And I'm debating to actually redo all of this, dig it up all the way down, all the way down. Dig it up, dynamite all the way down, pretty much square off most of this. And I'm debating if I'm going to do a huge statue. And I said I wasn't going to dig this shit up, and I sure the fuck am digging. And then so I digged even further, so I have to redo this in the lava. I have to do it correctly. Like I dug up every fucking thing. Oh shit, where am I? How am I gonna get in that? I need to find a hole. I don't want to make a hole. Oh, I have a hole. Could have swear it was over there. Oh, fuck it. I dug it all up and dynamited the fuck out of everything. No, not no. No, thank you. Don't want to hear it. And so I extended this pathway like really far. I've been digging and digging and digging and digging. And then cleared all this out around everything. And I actually think it looks nice. And then the floor design. So I'm gonna do my first quote unquote attempt. It's not gonna be a full statue. It's gonna be a mural of Anubis, and it's gonna be very tall. And then the statues I want are gonna be very, very tall. So I still have to continue dynamiting, trying to find spaces that have the tallest area. So I didn't stream it because I knew it would have been boring. Hella boring. Watching me dynamite everything. And so this walk still continues. I haven't decided where I'm going to put the mural yet, depending on how tall everything is everywhere. And I've dug, like, as you can see, like really far into the water in other areas too. And then for some reason, late yesterday, I'm used to working under the water, and all of a sudden, now I have to build walls of the sponge to absorb the water, and then it's still like it's supposed to build a wall, and it's still coming through all of a sudden. So that means I'm gonna have to glass this instead of leaving it as an open space, which I intended to do, but it won't work like it has in other areas, like where? Oh, like everywhere else. Hello. Like this building where the water doesn't go through. It won't do that down there. So I got to figure out an alternative. Oh, and I need to finish my building. And then there was a whole bunch of shit I need to make a decision on. If I was going to keep the staircase like this or put a design in it. But I wanted something that was kind of like 3D. Blech, I can't even speak. 3D-ish? Fuck. And then, of course, the Golden Pathway. Your Akashic Records. And then every light is an elder. Sort of like when you would go to a morgue and they would be in their own space, but or like in other countries where they're really packed and you don't bury them. Every spot is an elder in the afterlife. And this would be representing all your chakras, your kundalini. And then I have to put the enchanting books in certain spots on every floor. I still need to do that. So it'll be like every level you go up, you get more knowledge. So it's represented energetically, etherically, and in your physical body when you upgrade in your fucking kundalini rising. So there's a lot of symbolism. And I wanted to change these bars, but I'm not going to say how. That has to be a surprise. So I have to put I need to continue with enchant, not the sponge. This whole building. And I shouldn't have stopped, because then I end up making changes I didn't want to make, or I make multiple changes in different sections and then I forget and then I have to redo everything. Because I get a little bit ADHD-ish. I wonder. Oh no, I don't wanna. And then I have to decide how I'm gonna finish the bottom floor. Well, how do I fucking call it? I can't even speak no English. So this is how I finished the ground. Because it was just these. And then I was like debating, should I do extra, the water represents your waters. Basically, it's really fucking simple. And then of course, everything is perspective, everything. So I need to finish the whole outside of the building with these waterfalls, where everything is just perspective. Then I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the middle of this, because I'm supposed to bring the waterfall all the way around and it'll interfere, I think. I have to do it exactly perfect. And of course the water's coming down from the pyramid. I know, fuck you. And so I added more waters here for the visual in the corners. And then, like, if we're gonna actually travel up this, like, in the afterlife, I don't know why I was thinking about all that, but and all these would be your elders in different dimensions of time. And of course, everything is perspective. Where you are, depending on, like, everything exists right now, but your experience is where you are at that present moment, while past and future exists at the same time. I know what I'm listening to. And of course, somehow X being here in the design unintentionally, and the T, resurrection or something else. It could mean something else. Like how, like my guides told, well, I don't know, what do you want to ever call them? Source has always said that the answer to, they give you the answer to everything. You have the answer. It's just because of your perspective, you don't see the answer. So you have all the knowledge, you have access to all the knowledge. It's just your perspective and your mental state, which gives you a certain amount of awareness to have, to see, recognize something that you need or want to see, or access to gateways and doors, where to go, when to stop, when to stand still, when to progress. Just like you might be looking for the one, And that one, the universe decides to put that one in your face, but because your perspective, the way you see that person, or what you believe your one is supposed to be, you don't recognize that one that's already in your face until you've evolved enough, have an awareness that what you need and what you want have to match up for you to have happiness in your life. So you might need a certain person, and that's the person that's best for you to progress in life and to evolve and have balance, but you want something else. So you'll never be happy because they don't match up until you evolve to a sense of awareness to have those two match up. Then you can see who your one is. Until then, you're going to be miserable with who the fuck you're with. It doesn't even matter how much you like them, how much they like you, or some of the characteristics that you think that's your one should be. And it'll just be shitty. And it'll be very unbalanced. And you know, the universe has to put everything in balance. That's all it does. It doesn't punish. It just puts everything back in balance. But if you are so out of balance, that's when you experience discomfort. What was I doing here? Wandering. And of course, I have to do the ceiling, but that won't be decided to like later because I did a lot of fucking digging. I have no idea where I'm going here. Oh, fuck it. Then I know, like, oh my god, I'm putting fucking dynamite. That is not a good thing. Just like I say, there's like everybody is on a different, like different people on certain frequencies, sort of like a TV channel. They're on a certain reception. So they get a certain experience. And certain people are like grouped together having the same experience. Maybe like situations are changed a little, but the overall general story is the same. They're going through certain challenges, changes, self awareness, discoveries. Everybody's growing, everybody's evolving. Well, not everybody. Some people are fighting it and they want to just stay stuck where they're at, stagnant, bitter, and angry. They don't want to change. And so I know, whoops, I'm going to do some stuff. So I know, like my group, those people that are on the same frequency or outline, as I so call it, discovering who they are, what they need and want, what they want to change for their future, who they're going to have in their life, And what are they expecting of the people that they're allowing in their life? Oh, it's blue. And then some people are learning about God and Source. But I don't see God the same way other people do. I don't see God like a human. Like what I know, God doesn't judge. God doesn't get involved in that. Doesn't have to. God just creates, gives life, and then just watches it. Because it's self discovery for God through everything, every element, every bit of energy, every being, even everything's alive. Everything. And you got to think, if you were this being that could create anything, bend time as many times, all kinds of dimensions, would you sit there and create and just have total control of it like you were babysitting? You know how fucking boring that would be? You would create everything and anything just to watch it grow, to see it change. And then if it's a part of you, it's like self discovery. Every little piece is self discovery, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But one thing God did do, design is like little fail safes, universal laws, natural laws. And you would do that kind of like a parent. You would just put little safety measures everywhere so they don't fucking kill themselves and so they can learn and experience life and have joy in everything. And then you would have different levels of beings and creatures and energies that can intermingle with each other. Hence, you would have like spirit guides, ancestors. Truthfully, God doesn't have to do anything. And in the end, because we are God, from God, we're the one that judges ourselves after all the shit that we did, all the mind control, the bullshit lies, the beliefs. Once that's all shed upon our death, like a fucking robe, all the baggage, and then we see the reality of everything. We do end up having regrets. I don't even want to call it regrets. Where you want to make some changes in the things you did to other people for you to learn experience energetically. It's done to you in the next lifetime. God doesn't have to make you choose that. You choose that on your own. And then we run around because we have total control. That's the light blue. Since it's us as an individual and as a collective species. Oh shit, which one? I'm fucking tripping. Which one did I mess up on? Holy fuck cow. Ooh, there's a lot of little things I have to remember, like the fucking corners. Did I want to keep the sulker boxes? Because I kind of wanted to do the sand thing, but then I was like, I don't like the sand thing. There I am fucking wandering and I won't remember what the fuck I was doing. Because I need to make huge pillars. And then I didn't like it. These fucking stairs are like right here. So it's like all fucking funky off. I gotta figure out how I can make it where like I don't get annoyed. And then I was debating to make it equal, I would have to cut off that chunk and then debate if I would cut off this chunk too to make it equal and then how I would change this, but it goes all the way up and I'm not fucking moving shit. Maybe I had like 50 people with me. They could do it. I ain't fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. I would have to shift everything. I know I broke a lot of shit, as you can tell. Fucking dynamiting everything. And I still have to do my fucking video about all the dirt I could imagine that the people that don't like me try to use against me to try to skew people's view of me. I knew that was messed up somewhere. I have to fix it under there. And it's like I mentally have to be prepared for that and then be prepared to be like fucking triggered for like a fucking week for shit that I suppress, which they know. I don't want to talk about it, but then they use little pieces of it to make me look like the bad guy and not tell the whole fucking story. And it's a all the shit is complex and it made me learn about people. It made me learn about myself. And it stuff that I didn't know about, like some behaviors that are so disturbing that I'm seeing constantly. And then I kept seeing it more and more severe. And I had to experience it to learn that it's happening to other people, even though I feel humiliated for a lot of it. I feel stupid. But then to recognize other people are going through the same thing too. And those people also would not want to talk about it either, just like I wouldn't. Like, you don't want to think about it. But then to have some motherfuckers just using it against you to try to skew other people's perspective of you, oh, they can suck it. They can suck my dick. Can get away with saying that, right? Yeah. Oh, I was over here. And what did I break? Oh, that. Which would mean I would have to talk about the whole story. Like, I don't want to. It's gonna make me sad for like a week. And then my face will be fucking swollen like a bitch. Turn into a fucking chipmunk when I cry. And I have been wanting to like almost every day, wanting to just stream with the camera. And then I keep changing my mind. Like, I just want to get it fucking over with and just do it. And then I decide I'm just gonna go more red with my hair. Do my usual. And then later on I'll just go crazier. That'd be really exciting for some fucking people that hate my guts. For no sensible reason. Other than they just don't like themselves. Oh shit. But I am excited. I'm excited but not excited. I'm excited to actually start talking to people since I've been like alone for a whole fucking year. A whole year. This is the first time ever in my life I've actually like lived alone since my mom died. And it's a year. It was a year on the 24th of last month. And of course, my birthday was on the 29th. It's a great way of never ever forgetting my mom died right before my fucking birthday. And then I went through some shit. Don't want to talk about it because other people just wanted to be fucking assholes. Some didn't. Certain people, yes, like on purpose for whatever reason, just to be mean. My mom fucking, it's her 1 year anniversary, and then it's my birthday, and they just wanted to shit on my parade and go above and beyond to try to just be an asshole. But some people were like super nice, went out of their way to be nice, even though they knew like some people would not like it. That shit was crazy. Because in the moment, I wasn't even like, there's some things like I'm smart on some things, and then other things, I'm a total fucking airhead. Like, I'm like smart, stupid. And there's some things I'll get right away, some really complex stuff, and then some simple stuff like everyday life stuff. And since now I'm not used to having like normal people interaction and shit like that, and sometimes it just goes over my head. And then I don't recognize it until like later. And it's not me no joke, it's like my guides would be like, hey, you know when this happened? Let's go review that. I'm like, why? And they'll literally like talk me through, and I'm like, oh fucking. And then I feel so stupid, and then I'm like, I feel like such an asshole because my brain works so differently. But I have went through a lot of stuff for, and I know it's My guides, everything they want me to talk about it, because it's not just me going through this. There's a lot of other people going through this, especially people that are similar to me, and then people who decided to accept their path and purpose, and they're at the same frequency. So, like, collectively, energetically, we're growing together without thinking we're alone, but we're not. And then, even like, our moral system is changing. What we thought was okay, then we're recognizing it wasn't. And there's certain people, I don't even know how to say it. Um, Shit. That their what their life experience, what they're going through, it's so public. It's because they want people to witness what they're going through. And a lot of it is very spiritual and stuff that makes no sense other than it has to be source, God, and they're being used as an example so others can witness it. Witness the transition, and then to be an example in many ways as proof of God. And then that you don't have to do certain things, you don't have to believe a certain way, you don't have to hurt yourself, you don't have to hurt other people, you don't have to take. You can actually give and then end up by the universe somehow, some way, receiving way more than you gave. That you don't have to do negative things. You don't have to do shit like spell work against other people, or thinking that's the only way you could get ahead or receive. That you can be a good person and then even receive more than when you were using spell work or anything negative, or taking advantage of people or using them, or lying, deceiving. And to sit there and do certain things that are actually not beneficial to you, especially with the what everybody wants to call the 5D, or evolving to the new timeline, that certain behaviors are not conducive for you to be physically and spiritually, psychologically compatible with the new timeline, which will cause you to literally go crazy, physically get sick, have tons of drama in your life as a result, being energetically incompatible to the future. And it doesn't have to do anything about karma, uh, spell work. It's just what it is. Like, the energy's changing because you can look this shit up. Our little fucking Milky Way isn't in a different part of. I mean, our little solar system is in the different part of Milky Way where the energy, the radiation is different. It's higher. And that's what's causing what we want to call global warming, because this energy has amped up the energy of all the heavenly bodies in our area. It's heated up the sun, all the fucking planets. That's why we're getting drastic weather changes on Earth, drastic weather changes on the sun, drastic weather changes on all the fucking planets. And they're calling it global warming. And they already knew about this. This energy change alters our DNA, alters our consciousness. They knew this already. It's forcing everybody to evolve. And that's why I always mention that movie Bird Box. It's the same thing. And they didn't know what was going to happen. And I could keep on going with some weird shit, but I'm not going to. maybe at a later time or a certain group of people who are cool with it, because I do not feel like fucking arguing with people, debating shit when it wouldn't even matter what you fucking said to them. They just stuck. They're stuck in a certain way of thinking. Not even like maybe that could be true. I don't have to believe it. No, they don't even want to do that. They're just stuck. And those are the people that are gonna go crazy because they can't bend like a fucking tree. They're just stuck solid. And then that shit crack, break, and you go insane. And then because of that, you get physically sick because of your mental state. It's not even funny, but it's funny. Because to me, it's simple. To me, it's almost like common sense, but whatever. It's not fucking magic. It's actually physics and science, astronomy. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to put it on some other shit and then cause people to fight and fucking hate each other. Keep them busy on meaningless shit that goes nowhere but beating each other up. That's the magic trick. Almost everything. I promise you. Almost every fucking thing. But yeah, since the energy is amping up progressively every fucking day, every week, every month. And I know everybody is experiencing this. And I bet you from a year ago, you were a total fucking different person. Even a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago. And that change is gonna keep on. It's gonna get faster and faster, and it's gonna be more dramatic and more dramatic and more. Watch. And not to be mean, some people are so stuck. And it's you. I always talk about tarot world. There's a lot of confirmations. Like I'll get messages before it even shows up in tarot world, and then it's just like they repeat the same thing, and it's just, as I say, a confirmation for me that some of these people are so stuck. The ones that are like really, really, they don't want to see. They don't want to change. The ones that are really, really hardcore, they're not going to survive a year. And I'm pretty sure those people are very, very sick right now. Mentally and physically. And it's going to progressively get worse. And the ones that are most stuck, they're not going to make it a year. And then the longest this process will last, the longest, is 3 years. And it's sad there's many of these people that they love the lifestyle, the way they live. And because if they believed in God, that would mean they would have to change their lifestyle and they don't want to. And that's the only thing that is stopping them. Even though there's tons of evidence, tons all around them. And especially the ones, the people that never embraced uh, the good aspects of spirituality, the balance aspects, and then now it's like trendy to be quote unquote chosen or whatever the fuck phrase or word they use. They like the attention of it, but they don't want to claim God because that would mean they would have to change their lifestyle. But they like the attention. It's fucking trendy as shit to be on quote unquote a divine feminine and a divine masculine and to be an empress and an emperor and, and to be a fucking twin flame. I always laugh. I can't help it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just shaded because I didn't believe in that shit. And I think there might be like different versions of it that have been hijacked to make it very toxic and shit and unhealthy. And where it becomes everybody's focus in a way of, especially for, I guess, purple, certain groups of people, very selfish groups of people, to take advantage of that ideology and trap people into it, where they would tolerate certain behaviors from people waiting for someone that you think is your fucking twin flame while they're like totally married to someone or they're very abusive and that shit's just a trap. And the fact that they don't like teach like there's some people that believe in twin flames and they never ever get most people if they quote unquote they never ever are with their twin flame. They'll sit there and wait for some motherfucker for 20, 30, 40, die alone, bitter and fucking angry, waiting for their twin flame. That's fucking crazy. And that's like more than 90% of those motherfucking people. And all the twin flame stories, they are fucking horror stories. Horror. Like, what the fuck? Why would you wait for someone that does that shit to you? That's just crazy. And then, did I go all the way around? And then did I do on the? I think I did on the top floor. Get into hole. Okay, I did it in the middle of that. I actually have to use my brain to remember what fucking pattern. And I don't even look, I don't look, from what I do know, barely learned what, like a year and a half ago, 2 years about the whole twin flame thing. Because it just, like certain things, they give me certain topics at certain times. Like I'm totally like not even aware, not even focused. All of a sudden, it's just fucking just flooded, fucking like a dick slapped in my face, just non-stop. It was just twin flame. And then indigo aquari, and then different levels of what you would consider like a soulmate or a twin flame. So there's like different names. They have different purposes, but I think they've been like somehow thrown together and mashed up and just named twin flame. And each one has its own fucking purpose. And I know there's a certain group, I call them our assignments. And some people are walking karma, good or bad, when they come into someone's life. And these people are highly evolved and ascended, so the karma level is extensive compared to an average person. And it's on purpose. So people that have been doing fucked up shit, hurting a lot of people, this one person that's walking karma is placed in front of these people as a target to receive massive karma. And then even people that are good people, they're set in front of them so they get good karma. It just depends on the person and the energy that they are sitting in, and then they put out, it comes back. And I think there are certain people, for that person that's walking karma, there are certain people, they are assignments, good or bad, to be placed in certain people because of this energy change, this timeline change, how we're all evolving to help this progression, because it's been hijacked, slowed down by other people who are aware of the process and they have a certain agenda. So there are certain people that are just assignments. There are different levels. I don't know if you call it twin flame or whatever, or indigo or quarry. There's different names, and I'm like, eh. I just know those people in your life, like there's a deep connection, but it might be for a certain reason. It might be for business reasons that you're supposed to work together, or it might be actual relationship where you're supposed to have a child or produce something, or it might be you are just their karma, or it might be something that has to be balanced out from a past life, that you guys had some type of connection and someone did something to somebody and it has to be evened out. So there's different names, and these relationships have different reasons, but there is a an awareness that you know them for some reason. And then sometimes it might be you love them intensely, or others you just want to fucking murder them. And so I look at it at, like, I'm still learning. And especially it fucking pisses me off that nothing, like most of the time, like with, especially with me, it's the interactions with people most of the time is not organic. It's not authentic. And a lot of people are doing weird ass fucking candle magic, spell work, um, using cycle, moon, sun cycles, and all kinds of other weird shit, trying to do energy hacking, third eye fucking manipulation, and fucking love magic and shit like that. And like right now with the energy shit, like I will admit that shit fucks me up. I get really confused. And then I'm learning too, like, if someone has like a harem, their fucking harem, their intentions affect me. And especially if those people are doing spell work. And then if I've been around people who've had like chemical imbalances, and I start exhibiting symptoms of their issues. And it's only been like two people before. So I'm still learning and trying to separate and understand what's going on. And like my guides, like right now, they're not like telling me, they're making me learn. Wait, why is it like that? Oh, because it's supposed to be gold. Oh, shit. I have to pay attention on every fucking floor. Or I'll miss shit and one little thing will fuck everything up because I'll repeat the fucking pattern. Okay. And then the thing like with these harems, they are affecting each other collectively. So say um, you say you have a harem of 10, but one person has a chemical imbalance because they're mixing energy, talking, sharing, connect. They're causing the whole harem to have a exhibit symptoms of a chemical imbalance. So say if one person of the harem has an issue with, say they got some spiritual entities and they have some shit with certain addictions that they haven't overcome, that one person, it's sort of like that one person having the flu. They give everybody in the harem the flu. So then everybody has that addiction. And so they end up like becoming like a hive collective with the same type of symptoms and behavior and thinking and needs and then like I try to like see pick up on people's energy to see if they're doing spell work or even say if someone who does uses certain types of scrying or pendulums or whatever the fuck to get yes and no answers about someone. Those answers could be correct. Say if I have a harem and you want to know if I'm doing spell work and you ask the pendulum and then it's like no. But there's still stuff going on because my harem is doing spell work. I'm in the clear, but my harem's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Especially for the collective's agenda or something that maybe I want or somebody that I want, that my harem will just do the spell work and my hands are clean. So energetically, for me, it causes a lot of fucking confusion. And then this harem can not only affect one person, they can affect a whole group, a large number of people in the background. Make sure I got it right. Oh, I missed. I didn't. And then especially, say if someone is like me, that their empathic abilities is not only can they feel other people's emotions, they can actually make other people feel what they're feeling. And for me, some people are so good at doing this emotional energy, like influencing. They could affect people to think a certain way, feel a certain way, negative or positive. And with that, they can do a group energy harvesting to manifest things too. And especially like, say, someone like me that you're able to, unbeknownst to them, manipulate their emotions. And if someone is highly empathic and if they're a certain bloodline, the energy is intense compared to a normal person. And so they're a great source of energy harvesting to manifest, positive or negative. Or you can use somebody like me. If I didn't know what was going on, you could use my abilities without me knowing it to build to manifest and to attract people to a certain area. If someone knew what they were doing. Because my kind has the ability to make people feel really good. Really, really good. Like crack. It'll even cause people to fight over it. And I call it that God energy. Certain bloodlines and certain people with certain abilities have more of this God energy, and especially if they've done a lot of the inner work. And especially, like I said, you have to, we're like computers, you have to advance your physical body, your hardware, and your thinking, your energy structure, which would be your software and the downloads you get from source, your connection to source and your ancestors, your guides. You level up and you open up more chakra points. That gives you more access to more knowledge, more energy, more God energy, and manifesting abilities and shamanistic abilities, witches, warlocks, anything that you would consider magic, which is all God energy anyway, all of it. And then the ability to, without using spell work, the ability to influence people's emotions, for people to like you intensely for no fucking reason, or hate you intensely for no fucking reason. Oh, I didn't do it. Yeah, I was like, why is it? Oh, I have to go over it. And then it's not a good thing if you get two people that have the same abilities, are not very self-aware, and have a lot of stuff that they haven't worked on themselves. And if they get together, ooh, that relationship looks karmic as fuck because they amplify the energy off of each other. So if one person has some type of imbalance, things that they haven't worked on, the other partner amplifies it, and then it bounces to the other partner, amplify, and it's just chaos. Straight up chaos. Definitely never not boring. Give you that shit. That'll be the relationship where they'll do things that they have never done in any other relationship before, and probably will never ever do in any other relationship. It's some fucking crazy shit. And it causes intense possessiveness. Oh shit. With both members, usually one more than the other. Extreme possessiveness, extreme it'll be a aggression when it deals with their partner and shit and other people. Fucking laggy laggy as usual. And it's fucking Minecraft. Like to me, when it comes to relationships, especially intimate, like partners, I don't even go by the labels. Like all the spiritual stuff, it makes no sense to me. To me, it's a trap. All the labeling is a fucking trap. Everything that involves labeling, that makes you embrace an ideology, a way of living, seeing yourself, somebody else. To me, those are just fucking avatars that you end up taking in as a part of you that you defend with your dear life. Like if something happens, someone doesn't believe it, or someone insults it, someone doesn't agree with you, it's like you defend it like you're dying. And it could be just a fucking word, a meaningless, unimportant word that you've put in so much importance to, that can sit literally drive you crazy, destroy your life, destroy other people's life, cause so much fucking chaos, and it's just a fucking word. So I don't go with labels I've been guided to. Hence why I'm a weirdo, and actually I don't like I said, I was controlled my whole life by somebody. So I never knew who I was, what preferences I had. It was always it was always whoever I was with or whoever had control of me or the greatest influence. It was like I didn't have a personality basically. I was a doll. I'm not hateful about it. It made me a more of a balanced person because I didn't have all that false ideology and mind control to think a certain way and hang on to words and shit or a color or what group or so fucking dumb. I'm sorry, it is dumb. The way I see it and how they're like so fucking everybody up. And especially they're targeting the youngest. We can barely figure out who the fuck we are the way it is growing up. And then even being 30 something and still trying to figure out who the fuck you are. Then they give you a whole bunch of other labels and words and all kinds of shit as a little kid. As a little kid. Now I'm tripping when I see it from my perspective. I am tripping. Like it, to me, it's so fucked up. It makes no sense to me to give them more shit to think about. Shit they should not even be thinking about for quite a while from now. So imagine starting out a human being as a child at a level of they can barely figure themselves out, and then let's just add more shit on there. Let's do that and see how it's going to turn out. I guarantee you it's fucked up. I guarantee you. It's not even, you don't have to be a genius. A little bit of common sense. And a couple of years ago in psychology, they would have never allowed any of this shit at all. You would have got in trouble. You would have lost your license, reported for child abuse. You would have went to jail. Now it's like, hey, it's a fucking free for all. The fact it was after I was 35, 30 to figure out I wasn't a lesbian. Come on, man. And I hated myself. And I'm very balanced. I'm very educated, and I was still confused. Didn't know what the fuck was going on, and then realized it was my upbringing and the way I was treated by my family, and a lot of inappropriate stuff was going on, and a lot of people that were damaged, psychological stuff, trauma. So they didn't know any better, and then it was just spread to me. And I'm very intelligent and know a lot about psychology and other stuff. And I was still fucking confused. And it took me that long to figure it out. So I could imagine starting a child out that way. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still trying to unlearn some fucked up behaviors, way of thinking, allowing, getting myself caught up in situations still. Still. And I'm 47. And we're putting all this on children. Amazing. Children, teenagers, young adults. When a couple of years ago you would lose your uh, medical license, go to jail, be blacklisted, your career would be ruined, be reported. That's just crazy. Yeah, yeah, game. I'm not going there. And I know, like, how I see relationships, like, everybody changes. You're always changing from week to week, month to month. What you were a year ago, you're not the same. So you're changing, and then if you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, the person that's supposed to be your perfect match, that's what I call it, your perfect balanced match. I don't go with the other fucking labels because we're all fucking changing. And that person that might have been perfect for you a year ago is not perfect for you now. And it could be because you guys outgrew each other, you evolve, they don't want to evolve, you de-evolve, and they evolve. Free will is fucking amazing. As I say, free will can seem like a curse, karma, when you're going in the wrong fucking direction. But that's how I see it, is just someone who matches you where you're at right now. And it's always changing. And then I'm learning to, one in reference to the labels, there are different levels of what you want to call soulmates that are spiritually more advanced. There's for certain groups, I have to fix this bracelet. For certain groups, there's certain groups when they've done the work, there's different levels of gifts or abilities that they'll have based on how they do the work and they evolve. And so the soulmate levels and abilities and the purposes and the past they have, especially what your match, changes. So you could have a lower level soulmate. There's less gifts, less responsibilities, and then there's higher level. The experience will be very different. And also, certain lineages are involved in that formula too. And if you're set to match with a certain person, you've done a certain level, and you're at that path where you're supposed to have a specific child, a higher level child, it can only be with that person. It doesn't matter if someone tries to come in and whatever, and they believe they can get that child as long as they get that. No, it doesn't work that way. Like, that person has to have done the work where they upgraded their hardware, their body, their software, their mind. And then and with each upgrade, you get certain levels of spirit guides too. That's required too, to have certain abilities to help you and to prevent you from getting karma, doing fucked up shit. And then they can do other shit for you that's required for you to even manifest. Because all this stuff we see in the 3D, This is just the outward what we see. There's an energy version, a scaffolding that has to be set, a foundation that your spirit guides work on. You have to have that. Or the other shit, this shit, it doesn't manifest. So it's impossible. People think they can steal this, do that, and if they have a child with this, it doesn't work that way. And even like what minor like energy shift they might be able to harvest or whatever, it's temporary. That's why they have to keep on redoing spells. They have to keep on re energy harvesting and some of the weird shit of sacrificing people, weird ass shit, and switching, and they have to keep on doing it because even if you do like the imprinting of someone's frequency to try to open up some chakras or have access to some knowledge or whatever, it's temporary because your mental state and your thinking is still fucking backwards and fucked up, not at that level. So you can't maintain that fucking frequency. So you have to keep on taking it from somewhere else. And then you want that higher level spirit child or whatever, you have to have the physical like structures. There's changes that occur and you open up certain chakra points, and then that energy freeway, you have to expand it by doing the work for that high level soul to be born. If your chakra shit shut down because you do energy harvesting, you can't birth that fucking child that someone else can. Just you think you can because you're gonna steal someone's mate or no, and then get caught. It doesn't work that way. Oh shit, I'm at the bottom. Didn't even fucking notice. And the thing is now everybody, there's a price for everything. Everything. No matter if you try to use someone else's energy or whatever, or however weird funky shit they do it, there's a price to pay no matter what. With this new energy, this new almost in many cases instant manifestation. There's like an instant price to pay. And sometimes the price, because of the energy shift, the price is huge that one person cannot pay. So it's passed on to their friends, their family, their children, their bloodline. And these people are walking around like walking curses. And then they curse their bloodlines, their DNA. And some of them know that, and they're trying to tie themselves to higher level bloodlines that have better karma to try to diminish their karma, sort of like watering down their karma, spreading their bad luck. And then hoping someone else's good luck will rub off on them, even though they've done fucked up shit. So like right now, like the new stuff I'm learning, and Like I've been very, very confused because my guides, a lot of it, they're not giving me information because they want me to learn it and experience it. So it's like fucking concrete, like tattooed into my fucking brain. So I could recognize the feeling if it happens again, that I know what it is. They're letting me make my own mistakes or have an understanding and awareness. Like everything I learn, I have to experience it myself, everything that I talk about. They don't let me hear it from somebody else and then just regurgitate it because it needs my energy imprint, which is way more than someone regurgitating it. That's why it hits different. Even though someone will try to copy my shit, it hits different. And that's why someone who hasn't experienced it and just regurgitating it because it sounds good and gets them attention, it doesn't work the same way for them. Because even just in the energy, there's knowledge in it because of my experience that I process some shit and it gets transferred energetically, not just by fucking words mimicking, stealing content and shit. There's a lot to it. A lot. Is this supposed to be solid? Some are not, some is ye. Let's see if I did that over there too, like that. Right. Oh, that's correct. And then they fucking shit that I say. I'm like, I'm not ever gonna do this. I'm not gonna allow this to happen to me, and I'm not gonna go through this again. And then they're like, yeah, you say that. Let's see how much you mean it, bitch. They're like, I think you haven't learned your lesson. Let's see. You haven't learned yet. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm a true INFJ. If anybody ever wants to understand me, I am a full blown to the core, to the T INFJ. And I was born that way. I didn't just like choose later on in life. No, I've always been this way. Always been the weirdo that could see things that other people couldn't see and didn't understand why. And then like a certain aspect when it comes to emotions and handling people. INFJs are truly like psychopathic. They're very giving and they will bend over backwards. They will take apologies. They will try and try and try and try and try until there's enough red flags or they reach a certain point, some weird fucking line. And then it's like we see something, we're like, yeah, that's it. There's nothing more to do. Nothing's going to change. It's stuck. It's not going to advance forward, or it could be very detrimental. And it's almost like a light switch goes off. Like if there was a flood of emotions, it's like it gets shut off. It's done. So it's like a weird um, cognitive, rationalizing type of thing. And then depending, I don't know if it's specific like my type of INFJs or my group, where like we could be so emotionally like loving and connected and we will overlook everything and then something just happens. We're like in our mind is like this is not good for us. It's actually dangerous. And it's like er, everything's changed. But it's not like the thing is when that happens, it's for an average person wouldn't even tolerate. An average balanced person wouldn't even tolerate like a quarter of what we will. We'll bend over and figure things out and do more than another person would to help someone or make things work or understand or forgive. And then we try to fix things or work things, adapt. We'll like go above and beyond to the point where people are spoiled or they don't try or they have certain expectations and think that they'll always get that then it's like we get to a point and it's in our mind we're like it's not good for us. We can see the train wreck or we can see that a ship's going to sink. We're like, yep, we're getting off. There's nothing we can do. And it's not like we're angry at anyone or resentful. It's almost just like, oh, it's weird. Like we analyze stuff and we just see it as like a formula and this is not going to work. There's not even actually, I know it sounds cold. It's just all rationality. There's no emotion, no anger, no just this works, this doesn't work, got to step away, it's dangerous, or we need to set boundaries and it can only be this, or it could be nothing. And I know, I do that. And then I know it seems traumatic and shitty for the other person, especially because of who I am and what I do, the way I make people feel without even trying it. And it's like crack. So I know it's even more painful. And that's why up front, I'm pretty aggressive about wanting to learn about the person before it's prolonged and especially when I do the weird thing where it's just red flags, train wreck, done. And it's more like that withdrawal is even worse the longer it's progressed. So someone the way I am, very loving to everybody, anybody, and it wouldn't matter if you're male or female. I treat you the same way. I would talk to you the same way. And if it's a female, rarely can find one. It'll sound like I'm a lesbian. The way I see people, the way I communicate, that's how we should be communicating with each other and ourselves, without an agenda. We should be caring and loving, and people aren't used to it. And people who do stuff, they it's love bombing. They use it for manipulation to get something or to trap someone. It's fake. But I don't do that. What I say, I really mean it. What I observe is true. And I love making people happy. I love uplifting people because it changes the energy. And people that are way happier, they're way nicer to everybody else. And then it spreads. There's a lot of stuff people overlook, or they're just so used to it and they don't realize certain thing about them that they're so used to is amazing. They should be proud of themselves, that they are unique. So I call the way I talk to people, I call it my love language. And that's the way you should be talking to yourself, your children, your friends, your family, without an agenda. And if that should spread, everybody just be fucking nice to each other, be happy, and